and welcome to the small town of ChugWater, Wyoming. Here we've got the ChugWater Chili gift shop, which we will be visiting here in just a bit. Here's the ChugWater soda fountain, which will be in here in just a few minutes. I just want to show you the town. Bunch of old buildings here. I didn't know they've got a museum here. It doesn't look like it's open though. Old gas station. Here's an old abandoned building. Real old building. This is the Homestead Machinery Museum. Looks like it's just a walk-through museum. So real quickly, I need to take off a jacket here. I don't need my high-vis vest on. Okay. We are going to an actual soda fountain. I don't think I need to lock up the truck here. So here's the home of ChugWater Chili. How's it going?
How are you?
Pretty good. Just sit anywhere? Or?
Sit anywhere and I'll be right with you.
Oh, I'll probably just sit here at the soda fountain. How about that? Oh my gosh. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go sit in the corner somewhere so I don't disturb anybody.
The menu?
Sure.
All right. I'll be right back.
Awesome. So there's the menu, guys. Okay, let's see what. Ooh, you guys even make your own chocolate chip cookie dough? Ice cream?
Yes.
Oh my.
Jill,
Do we have real princesses?
yes.
And how old are our princesses?
4 and 2.
I'm guessing this is the big sister.
Yeah, it's older cousin. Yeah. Like a sister, yeah. These are Peggy Jackson's granddaughters.
Not familiar.
Peggy Jackson.
I've only been in ChugWater a couple of years.
Yeah, and Lorraine Jackson.
The name's familiar, but I can't put a face to it.
Yeah. That's our family.
Would the girls have the color?
You want butter? Yeah, what do you say? Yes, please. Thank you. Jill,
Yes,
where would I find marshmallow?
Uh,
That's down in here?
yeah, should be.
Okay.
Or actually, it could be back here too.
Oh, this is
Right? Yep.
got it. All right. I'll get this figured out.
So, you know that we have coloring pages back here, right?
Yes, yes. I forgot a coloring page.
No worries.
Soda fountain there, guys. You wanted to know what flavors. Actually, I'll just take a water, but I do want a bowl of chili.
A bowl of chili?
Yep.
All right.
Of the famous ChugWater chili. That's what we're here for.
Everything on it?
Yeah, onion
and cheese?
Onion cheese,
Okay.
please. Real quick. Yeah, there's no pressure on me about 300 watching. She's like, what?
Wonderful.
So how long has the soda fountain been around here?
Since 1914.
Yep.
1914.
We're the oldest working soda fountain in the
Holy cow, wow. And this was the birthplace of chili, the ChugWater chili, right?
Yes, it was.
Right. So yeah, that's what we came up here to have, was the chili. Now, how old is the town? How old is the town?
It was actually established in 1898.
1898?
Yes. And the Swan Land and Cattle Company buildings were here 1888.
So this was all cattle, not railroad.
Correct.
Okay. Now, do you guys do the chili cook-off that's here every year, or
They do, yes.
how big is that usually? She's like, I do. Thousands.
More people than I would want to deal with.
I'm sorry?
Yes, for the cook-off.
Yeah.
cook-off is Father's Day weekend on Saturday.
Father's Day weekend on Saturday.
And it usually brings
3,000 to 4,000. How many competitors?
We have a car show, a rodeo, live band,
Oh, wow. Okay, so how many competitors are usually here? How many competitors usually?
There's the chili cook-off, they have the hot water cook-off. I would say we probably had a good 50.
Good 50.
They're earning points to go to nationals.
Oh, okay, so it's a national thing.
Yeah, it's a very serious cook-off.
Ah, gotcha.
We have beer tents.
Wow. So the size of ChugWater quadruples. It gets. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm going to guess that yours YouTube.
Yes.
We were warned about you.
Yeah. One of my guys called
There
up.
you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you better get a shot of window up on
The Wendell the elk.
Yes. He was harvested in 1946.
Wow.
The soda fountain in 1947. And there is literally a town ordinance that will not allow Wendell to leave the soda fountain.
Really? That is awesome.
And it was my great uncle that shot it.
It was your great uncle that shot him. So back in 1946,
Yep.
and there is a town ordinance that he is not allowed to leave the soda fountain. That is awesome. So, okay, guys, here is the famous ChugWater chili. So I can't see chat right now, guys. So, but this is the main event. This is why we're here. Oh, holy cow. Digby, thank you. $10 for a milkshake. So let's dig in. So now I have a question about the chili cook-off. It's like I've been to a cook-off before and want to know how you guys feel about it. Are beans actually allowed in chili?
We put beans in chili every day of the week.
That's what I thought. See, now you go to some of these chili cook-offs, they don't allow beans in their chili.
Correct.
They said a true chili has no beans.
Well, they do around.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think they're all crazy to tell you the truth, but I'm like, what's chili without beans? Okay, let's get a good bite of this. Oh, that's good stuff, guys. Much better than the last time I had it. That you guys can see. This is a big old time soda fountain. And it is the only soda fountain operating in Wyoming.
Have you ever heard of Jill Winger?
I have not.
So Jill Winger has Prairie Homesteading. She is an author. Old Fashioned on Purpose is the latest book. She has a cookbook.
Oh, wow.
And she is one of the owners of the soda fountain.
Oh, right on.
So, and once a month, we do Tuesday night dinners. So normally we're closing at 4, but on Tuesday nights we're open till 7. And one of those Tuesdays each month is pizza night. And Jill Winger comes in and we make our dough from scratch, our sauce from scratch.
Oh, right on.
It is flipping amazing. We sell whole pizza to go, so whole, pizza by the slice. It's something that you would definitely want to take part in. And if you want whole pizzas, call us in advance so that we make sure it takes between an hour and a half to 2 hours for the dough to rise. So we can't, at the last minute, whip another batch of dough up. So,
right on.
Coming up for.
Definitely. And heck, if you have her contact information, I've got a very good friend. She runs a YouTube cooking channel. She lives up in Pine, Wyoming, and she runs a cooking channel out of her house, and she brings on kind of celebrity chefs onto her channel.
Yeah. Jill does podcasts. She does speaking engagements clear across the country.
Oh, okay.
Her and her husband own a cattle ranch about 15 miles out of town.
Oh, there we go.
Her husband is CEO of the charter school here in town. Jill teaches 1 day a week at the charter. So they are extremely busy people. But
yeah, maybe get her together with Calamity, and they can do something together. She just had a chef. He was he does private chefs for celebrities up in that area when they head up to the ski slopes.
oh, okay.
And yeah, she just did a thing with him, and oh my gosh. And she's a massive. Her channel is much larger than mine. She's got about 65,000 subscribers.
Awesome.
So, but
I will give you Jill's email address.
yeah, that would be awesome, and I can forward it to Calamity.
Yes.
And maybe those two can get together and maybe run through some of her recipes or something.
Oh yeah. She's got a lot of them.
That would be awesome. So, this town came about by just cattle ranching, correct?
What's that?
The town was built on cattle ranching? Okay.
Swan Camp Company.
Okay.
Was based out of here.
Now, at its peak, do you know how big it was?
Oh, good Lord. Went from here, clear to Nebraska. From here, went down to the Colorado border.
Oh, wow.
And I want to say up to Casper. So, I mean, it was a massive branch.
Massive ranch.
So, but yeah. Have you had a chance to go across the street to County Mercantile?
Not yet. This was our first stop.
It's an old-time mercantile. Even if you're not in need of anything, it's worth going over and checking out.
We will definitely check that out.
The owners are amazing people.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I do a YouTube channel in Cheyenne. I do scanner chasing and news around Cheyenne and stuff. As a matter of fact, I'd have been here earlier, but there was a huge wildfire that broke out down there in Cheyenne. That I had to cover. So, but yeah, I do news in Cheyenne and stuff like that, and then I've got my travel part of it. And so I'm going, guys, we got to go out to ChugWater.
well, that's good. A lot of people pass through the area but don't realize that there's more than the rest area.
Right. So you got that the rest
We
area.
get a lot of people in here that come in because we're the oldest working soda fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a lot of people that come in because they follow Jill Winger.
Mm-hmm.
Or they've heard about her or just heard about the soda fountain. We get a certain amount that just find us by accident. But
That way back in the day, that was before the rest area was even here. I came through here and went, oh, I love this little town. And stopped in here and had some chili, and that's pretty much how I found out about you guys. So that was probably 20 years back.
oh wow, okay.
So yeah.
The Wingers bought this about 3 years ago, and then they remodeled it. And so they've been amazing people to work for.
Awesome. So, but yeah, I definitely wanted to show everybody. It's like everybody's here, ChugWater Chili, and it's like, yeah, it's known worldwide, guys. And they're and so it's like, no, just a small little town, kind of out in the middle of the prairie, and
we serve both their ChugWater chilies, red chili and green chili.
okay.
So, and we sell their products as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which we'll be heading over there. I'll run over the Mercantile, and then we'll head over there. So,
that works.
but so what is the town known for other than chili or cattle ranching?
Pretty much chili.
Just chili?
Then ChugWater is the only town in the world named ChugWater.
I'm sorry?
It's the only town in the world named ChugWater.
Oh, really? It's the only town in the world that's named
And it
ChugWater.
was from the days before weapons, when the Native Americans would run the buffalo off the big bluffs down to the creek, and that was their way of harvesting them. But they would make a chug sound.
Huh.
And so became, they were taking them to ChugWater.
I'll be darned. I'll be darned.
And that's how the name came about. Interesting little tidbits.
Yeah.
Josh Hopkins is one of the owners of the Mercantile, and he is there today. He is full of lots of facts about the area.
Oh, okay.
He's a good one to ask any questions you might have.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, I moved up here from Colorado up to Cheyenne about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And so, but I've been through this area so many times, going to South Dakota and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like I said, about 20 years ago, I found this place, and I'm going, man, what an awesome place. We're doing a 1-year anniversary of my YouTube. And so so I was like, man, we've got to go up to ChugWater. I got to show you guys the chili. So.
Oh, yeah. And since you're based out of Cheyenne, we do offer a military discount too.
Oh, okay.
So, we always like to be sure that the folks at Warren Air Force Base are aware that we do offer a discount for them.
Oh, that is awesome.
And it doesn't matter if they're retired or active.
Oh, awesome.
Served, they deserve it.
Yep. I agree wholeheartedly. So,
Well, great. We're glad you could come in today.
Well, I had to show it off. I'm here going, come on, it's one of the classic small town Wyoming.
Oh,
So
very much so. Very much so.
it's awesome here. So, but yeah, we came up here just for the chili. So
how do you like the chili?
it's good stuff. It's
Isn't it
good.
though?
It's much better than when I rolled through here 20 years ago, though.
Well, that's good to know.
Yes, because 20 years ago, I stopped in here, and I was like, we'll try a chili, and it wasn't good. But
I wasn't around then.
Right, but
I
it is
imagine
it
they've
is
tweaked
very,
the
very
recipe
good.
A few times in the last 20 years.
It is very good. So I highly recommend it now. So now, do you know anything about these buildings that are closed down over here, or what the big building was?
The old hotel, Josh Hopkins would be the best person to get the straightest facts on that.
Okay.
He does a lot of research. He's a data analyst by trade, so he's always into details and facts.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
And he's extremely knowledgeable about the area.
We will definitely get over there.
Yes.
So,
What are you making?
I'm making an Almond Joy milkshake.
oh, an Almond Joy milkshake. We
Yeah.
gotta see this.
Okay, so I started with some coconut, and then I did 1 pump of chocolate, and then I did 4 pumps of my almond syrup here. I'm actually the one that created this
flavor combination. I was craving an Almond Joy and realized that we had everything we needed to make it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of malt powder here. Just a splash of milk.
Did you order a chocolate malt? Okay, I'll just have some water also. All right, sounds good. You want chili? Oh, yeah, I'm just out of jail. Okay. Huh? What? Yes, I did.
And I'll be out of your way in just a second.
Alrighty.
But it was okay.
Now, is the ice cream homemade or shipped in?
They ship it in. I'm not
Okay.
exactly sure where we get it from, but I know it's extremely high quality, like high fat content, so it's some of the best ice cream that you can get out there.
Very pricey, but
Very pricey,
But
yes.
worth it.
it makes a smoother shake.
So and there's your finished product there.
That looks wonderful.
And I'll let you taste a little bit of it. Little cups, there you are.
Our first try at an Almond Joy milkshake. That is awesome. Awesome. Check that out, guys. Definitely good. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, guys, let's try this out. That tastes like a frozen Almond Joy.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, it tastes exactly like a frozen Almond Joy. Wow, that's wild.
Isn't that
Yeah, you got it spot on.
Yeah, it took me a couple days to actually, tweak the recipe to where it was perfect. First time I added way too much coconut. The second time I didn't have enough almond in it. And then the third time's the charm, I got it from there.
That is awesome.
It is very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Guys, you got it. Oh, if you guys get to ChugWater and you like Almond Joys, this tastes like frozen Almond Joy. I kid you not. Oh. That is crazy. That is really good. So back to the chili. I'm trying to tackle this. Still trying to tackle this.
I'm on the way.
So I'll get you guys kind of a wide angle of everything here in a few minutes. Holy cow, Oksana, thank you for the $49.99.
Yes, ma'am.
Holy cow. Hugh, thank you for the $25. So Mitch just sent in a question about the fire we were covering today. He wanted to know what scanner I'm using. I'm using a Whistler base unit that I've got.
How you doing today?
Transferred. That I've got modified in my truck.
I am staying nice and busy.
Just following
Okay. Bring him up. Okay. Are you ready to?
I am.
All right.
So yeah, guys, there's kiddos in here, so that's why I'm kind of not panning around.
All right, we're going to find the pot.
That's both.
Yep.
Oh, that shake is awesome. If you like Almond Joys, they've definitely got it. Definitely got it pegged.
Are you a princess? Oh, two of them. Princess and Lady and Lady. There you go.
Okay, guys.
Okay, perfect. And I will grab it. Okay. Right back. I am Dad. Thank you. How are you? Good. Thank you. Crackers or anything? Okay, right after those. Thank you.
I can't eat another bite. Oh. What's up, kiddos?
Oh, okay. Give me just a second.
So give me a few minutes, guys, while I cash out here. And we'll run over to the Mercantile. I'll kind of show you the swag they got in here. That's awesome, though. That tastes, yeah, that is out of this world.
Yeah, it was like I said, it hit me as a craving, and I realized we had everything, and I'm like, okay, I should be able to pull this off.
Right? Yeah, and you did. Holy cow! You can go get an Almond Joy and just put it side by side and go, okay, which one's which?
Yeah, exactly. Blend them up, freeze them, and you
Yep.
can't tell the difference.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It was right there.
Yes, she had it ready, she just got distracted. We didn't have it all of us, so.
I'm just trying to keep the kiddos out of the picture.
He's got 2 large molds to go. Okay?
So you out doing something fun today?
Okay, let's see. I can kind of pan around right here. You can see kind of all the swag they got. Oh, go ahead, guys. Okay.
Cheeseburger, all right. Everything on it?
Do you have her with you?
No.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
She said, yes, you can have 2 700.
Yes.
She cannot stand if a puppy
Yeah.
or kitty or anything on anywhere near and not go see them.
Okie dokie, the chili.
All right. You just had a bowl of chili.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and anything to drink?
I just had water.
All right. Any souvenirs today?
Not today.
All right, it is ready for you.
Man, let's see.
Now, if you ever happen to get down this way, okay. In the mornings, we're open from 6 to 10, and we do breakfast on this.
I saw that. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to come up here for breakfast one time.
And if you call us ahead of time, or if you know, like you're coming in tomorrow, call us and say, I would like, one of the breakfast burritos, or I want 10 of them, whatever, and we'll have it reserved for you.
Oh, awesome.
So. Well, thank you for coming in and sharing your YouTube.
No, thank you guys for allowing me to film.
Oh, no worries. We get filmed often.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I'm the only YouTuber that's been here.
No, and it's funny because we had a gentleman that was so fascinated with the whole health part
Uh-huh.
and couldn't believe that it worked, well, I answered a call on it. And so he,
That phone actually works? Oh, okay, the old rotary phone. Gotcha.
and so, next thing I know on Facebook there's pictures of me rocking on the phone.
Well, thank you guys very much.
All right.
And then, so that phone actually works, guys. Okay, let's run across the street to the Mercantile and I'll show the front of the place. Oh my gosh. Very quickly, give me a second and we will go over to the old style Mercantile. Give me 1 second, guys, I gotta put you down. Okay, so and we'll get a better shot of the front of the place from across the street. Old-timey Mercantile. And for those that check this out, guys. Oh, this is awesome. It's a Red Ryder BB gun.
here, I don't get When you get airdrop that, we should jump in.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to talk a bunch because they're playing some music in the background. Actually, I'm gonna have to put it on mute. I just had to, unfortunately, YouTube.
I have a copyright and stuff.
Yep, they'll nail me. So yeah, they told me across the street to come on over. This is an old-time Mercantile. How long has this been here in town?
So the Tri-County Mercantile has been here. It was actually the Tri-County Grain Company. It was built in 1948. It was finished in 1949 with 4 of the 8 silos that are there. So it's a fairly new business. There actually was an elevator that predated us that's gone now. So we turned it into the Tri-County Mercantile about 2 years ago. So we took what was kind of left of the grain company. So we've got an original ceiling. We've kind of beefed up with some extra insulation foam. All of the walls here are new, but behind them is the original cinder block walls from the 40s. Concrete floor is original. So it was a very bare bones operation, but it was a international harvester dealer as well as a farm implement dealer. And so we've kind of kept that spirit. Our back room is all livestock feed. Farm and ranch gates, panels, barbed wire. We actually just had a rancher come by. Some barbed wire, it's a decent day for fencing. But then we sell ChugWater chili, we sell ammunition, groceries. So we try to go truly into the traditional mercantile.
Yeah, and I've told people, I'm up from Cheyenne, and I've told people, I said, guys, it's not uncommon in Cheyenne to find people having sidearms. Yep, and as you can see, he's got his sidearm on.
Yep.
YouTube frowns on that stuff too. But I said, it's like, I've got my sidearms in the truck, but yeah.
Well, and here, the bigger difference here is you'll have ranchers coming in and out of town that are just going to typically carry one for what coyotes, rattlesnakes, prairie dogs. But here in town, being off the interstate, and especially being a kind of a only person running the store at any point in time, 99 out of 100 people that come in are not going to have any problems. Hey, have a great day. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's good to see you and good to meet you. Come on back. All right. But occasionally you get a questionable person, and I liken it to a fire extinguisher.
Right.
I don't expect on a fire, but if it happens,
But it happens, you need it.
I need it.
You need it,
Yeah.
right.
So that's really all there is to it. But you know, people like it as sort of a show of the culture at the same time.
Right, right. And so, but yeah, I lived in Colorado pretty much all my life, moved up to Cheyenne about 5 years ago. I came through here probably about 20 years ago. And I'm like, well, we gotta go to
I
do
think
the chili and
I hope we're in better shape than we were. The soda fountain, as you've probably seen,
yes,
is
much better shape.
redone. This was just an empty building at the time. It probably has been. The building itself really hasn't been used for probably 15, 20 years. The elevator was running about 10 years ago. It's not running now. We'd like it to be, but we're now using the yard again. We actually sell propane. We use the big storage building both for storing boats, RVs, and old cars, but we store some of our product there. And we own the standard station too, which we're gonna.
Oh yeah, I went by that and go, oh my God, there's
Yep.
an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, we've it's been actually repainted, so I've been repainting it. We're trying to get the roof replaced. The glass is original, so one of them is broken, but the others are all original. 1940 is the year of that station.
There's in Cheyenne an old Sinclair station down there.
Is it the one on Lincoln Way on West?
Yep,
far
that
west
one
of-
there, yep.
The Batwing.
Yeah.
There's actually one in. There's a Batwing just like that, and I think it still is a Sinclair in Idaho Springs, and it's functioning.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still functioning.
Oh wow.
Very neat. But yeah, so that's we basically revived the store with keeping the farm and ranch aspect core to it. We didn't want to do something that was irrelevant to the town just for the sake of business, but at the same time make that business model work, and then also really show off the culture. And there was never grocery in here, but there were grocery stores at the time, so then we took it on ourselves to do that. And right now we're using the old bookshelves are actually from the school from the 60s, 50s and 60s, but we'll be building some period correct A-frame shelves that'll fit in here. We'll probably fit another one in, get some more groceries, and get some good expansion.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So we're constantly expanding. We've got a lot of room to do it. We've got a pretty healthy business model. I do all of our books too, so
Right.
so it's looking pretty good in that side, and we just get locals who realize how important their business is to us, and
Well, and it's also easier than traveling all the way to
much easier.
Cheyenne.
Yeah. But we do try to be fair. So some things do have to be more expensive than Cheyenne, but some things don't. And when I can have them be the same price, we do. Especially things like milk, eggs, the regular stuff people need.
Yeah, I was kind of half expecting to come in here and see the old time candy jars up there.
That is a plan of ours to get that. We're actually going to try to extend this counter out here and have a nice long counter. And have we have our little meat freezer over there. Have a meat freezer and our counter, so we have a nice long general store counter with the paper roll. I'd love to have a national cash register eventually. So it's kind of one piece at a time. The counter we have here actually is a very historic piece. It's from Harrods department store in London, England. We don't know exactly the date. Looking at it, it could be sort of a colonial revival, which would be popular in the early 1900s, but its original owner tells me it's from the 1750s, which I just don't buy.
Right.
I don't, because it just doesn't, the construction doesn't feel like it's that old. I would believe it's probably from the mid-19th century. It is old though, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's neat because it was a retail counter, it's an English piece, and it's a good pair to across the street. They have their bar is from England as well.
Right.
So it's kind of a good counterpart. And then the artwork that we have around is from a friend, is on loan from a friend down in Cheyenne. Actually, the pieces are for sale. He just lets us display them in the meantime. The two originals that we have, this one here and then the one up over the door over there, are by an artist, Harry Brunk, who was he was a cowboy from Nebraska and a railroader, and then moved to Cheyenne, and was a big railroad enthusiast in his later years. And so this was some of his earlier life artwork.
Right.
They're really excellent pieces.
I've just been asked, what type of skin is that up on the wall?
It's a cowhide.
That is a cowhide.
So we sell them regularly. That one is actually
Okay.
for sale. Kind of in traditional mercantile fashion, we just use the product as display. Same
Right.
thing in our window up there, some of our flagship products. But yeah, we sell those pretty regularly. They're really popular in the summer with people who are looking for some decor they can't get back east or anywhere else.
You guys got some books that I've got. That
Probably
the Old
some.
West series there.
Yeah.
I've got the entire collection sitting at home.
I think we're just missing a few, but someone came on and brought them in, so we let people kind of sit around and enjoy them. We have our checkerboard table. We make coffee free of charge every day, and that's our Arbuckles coffee. We keep 20 different blends of the Arbuckles coffee on hand at any point in time. We sell more of it than anyone in the state of Wyoming. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
You can also get it at Lou Talbert's up in Casper.
Right.
This coffee is unique because it not only is known as the cowboy coffee, it's the chuck wagon coffee of choice, dating back to 1865, because Arbuckles was the first company to come up with a way to coat the beans in a egg and sugar glaze and patent it, and then ship them out long distances. They were in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and so they kind of cornered the market for the chuck wagons after the Civil War that were operating out here in cow camps. And so the Swan Landing Cattle Company, that is essentially sort of the founding of the town of Chugwater, that ran their operation out of here, carried this. We have documentation that this is the coffee they actually kept on their chuck wagons.
Wow.
And so the original Ariosa coffee blend they still make. The name comes from a combination of initials from the locations the beans come from. So I know like Rio de Janeiro is one of them, something like that. I should know it offhand, but I don't. And then since then they've moved to Tucson. They're in Tucson, Arizona now. And so they have other blends to kind of keep up with modern tastes. So we've got quite a variety.
Well, here's something you don't see every day, though.
Yep. Buy the bullet.
Yes, buy the bullet.
And it's not a bad deal either.
No, 30 cents a round? No, not at all.
They are, I mean, we have pretty
Those
much every
reloads?
kind of round you'd want, but
Yeah.
9mm being really popular for people who want to just go out and use some of the state land and target practice and such. It's easy for them to come in here and say, give me $20 of 9mm. But we figured the display was a very Wyoming.
I was like, man, that's the first time I've seen anything like that. So, and of course, you got the Red Ryder BB guns. Have to.
We had a great display last Christmas in the window where we had a tree and a train, and we had the Red Ryder. And I actually have a 1960s black and white television that belonged to a local rancher, and we had the movie playing on it. I had to do a whole bunch of syncing of wires, but it was running on a PlayStation and running on an analog
Oh my gosh.
TV. And then we actually had some kids. The kids come down from the school after school lets out around 3 and get some pop and candy, and they came up and pushed their nose up against the glass for the race.
Oh, that had to be a picturesque
It was
moment.
classic. It was classic.
So let me get a shot of the back area here.
Yeah, this is so Chugwater's history has always really been based, if not in the ranching, it's really been based in transportation. And so the Conoco signs are indicative of that. This empty lot right through the window over here is just an empty lot now. Was a Conoco station. It was called the Chugwater Filling Station and got brand Conoco sometime in the 20s. And then they expanded their operation. It burned sometime around 1970, but these are original to town Conoco signs. And what's really neat about the ones we have is the owner at the time, E.M. Hedges here, was he was a councilman. He was the town marshal. He was on town council as well, but he ran the Conoco station. And so they switched during the time he opened it from the Continental Soldier logo in about 1929 over to the modern day triangle that they still use. So we actually have both of those signs from kind of a very rare
And these
era.
are all original.
They are original.
signs.
So he put his name right up on there, and then this is really the best shaped one we've got. And it has where he tacked up ChugWater filling station.
Boy, I know a couple people that would give their eye teeth for these
Oh,
signs.
sure.
Yeah.
Especially this one. In the restroom here, we painted it up to match the colors, but there is one of the original. There were 2 porcelain signs, so that's one of them. And then there's
Oh,
a picture
wow.
of the Conoco from 1950s over there. So you can see one of our silos in the back,
Right.
prior to the other 4 being built.
Oh, holy cow.
So we kind of like to make people feel like they're in a little gas station bathroom.
Yeah. Boy, let me tell you what. Yeah, these guys, I know some collectors and stuff that would just go nuts
Oh, I'm
for
sure.
these signs. Even in, and these are all actually in pretty darn good condition considering.
Yeah, especially considering the wind out there like that.
Oh, let me tell you what. Yeah, we were just on I was originally going to come up here earlier,
It's gotten worse, I think.
but
around
well, there was a wildfire down in
Oh,
Cheyenne.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I
Border?
got I got all the footage from that.
Wow.
Thank goodness the firefighters let me get back right up to the fire line. So let me give you my card here.
Oh, yeah, you're all handy ones. Thank you. And
Right now we're live on YouTube, so
sure.
got about a little over 200 watching.
Grab that.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Well, I hope they're enjoying it.
Yes, so I've got about 6,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So that'll
Great,
look through
yeah.
this on.
Well, I hope they come and see us.
Yes, definitely. Now, I asked over across the street, but they said to ask you about it. The old hotel here. What is the history behind that?
So we know the hotel was built somewhere between 1914 and 1916. It's named the Grant Hotel. The original name was the Grant Hotel, and I believe that was after. It was either after the first proprietor or one of the railroaders who came through. So our train line here was a Cheyenne and Northern, and then became a Colorado and Southern, and is now a BNSF line, and it's still active. Most of the coal trains that come from the Powder River Basin up north in Gillette and Wright pass through here, so we get
Okay.
quite a few of them come through in a day. So the hotel was big for the railroaders to stay in. Cattlemen and people who were actually coming out to visit the Swan holdings. So the Swan Company, being right across the tracks over here, held about 1 million acres of land, at least, or if not more than 100,000 head of cattle. And it was essentially a public company people could buy into. They were looking for dividends and profits, run by Alexander Swan, who was also a Pennsylvanian from the Pittsburgh area, potentially why he
Okay, so the
wanted
ranch
the
is
coffee.
about as big as the Rooney's in
The
Colorado.
ranch, it was, I believe it was the largest ranch in Wyoming history. The headquarters was here. They owned everything from here all the way to essentially Walcott, and everything north of the UP line was part of their holdings, and then all the way up to Casper, and then down to Fort Laramie and down to Chugwater. So that kind of half moon, crescent moon sliver was owned by
That's a
the
lot of
Swan.
land.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
land. And so the hotel would have been one of the places that when people were coming out in the teens and 20s, it was still operating, actually did really well after World War I for a period of time. So some of the wealthy owners in the company would have probably come out and stayed there to check on, how their profits were doing. The Swan was known for its cattle holdings, but actually got into sheep after World War I. It was kind of a popular thing at the time.
Okay.
They went defunct in the 50s, so the town really would have boomed when that hotel was built, which is why it was brick. Having been inside of it, it's not in good shape now, but the inside is actually built sort of cheaply. So very typical of a Western facade is you have sort of a false
Right.
front where all the money's put, and then it was sort of cheaper into the back. But by modern standards, it's very, very well-built interior, classic format for most of the hotels that popped up in the 1910s. The other big constituent at the time would have been the Yellowstone Highway. So Yellowstone Road in Cheyenne, still called Yellowstone Road in places like Glendo and Casper.
Oh, okay.
Would have passed, it passed right through here. So the Deadwood stage was the first route to pass through and would have stayed at the ranch, the Swan Ranch in ChugWater, on the way to Fort Laramie. But the Yellowstone Highway stopped in town. People would have probably stayed at the Swan. They had a hotel there as well. But this was another hotel to pop up and accommodate all the new auto tourists. So the Yellowstone Highway was started in 1919 as a route from Denver to Yellowstone. It ended in Cody. So it followed modern day US 87, or what would have been US 87, pretty much along 287 all the way up to Cheyenne. And then from Cheyenne it would have come up about where 25 is, and a lot of portions remain, the old Yellowstone route north. You can actually take the 1950s variant all the way up to ChugWater without touching the interstate. And then this would have been a big stopover. This is the biggest stop that you would have had between Cheyenne and Casper. Well, Wheatland would have been a bigger stop, but this is your first big stop. And it was so big, we had 6 gas stations at the time.
Oh, holy cow.
Up through the 1940s and 50s. So the Conoco, we have the Standard that's still standing. The museum actually was a co-op gas station. I believe it was a Phillips 66. There was a Mobil down here, that's the Welty service, that's still standing. And then there was a Texaco in the empty lot next to the soda fountain. And there was one more up on 2nd Street that was torn down and replaced with a home in the 50s.
Huh.
So there were 6. Main Street here would have been the Yellowstone Highway, probably in the 20s. It used to sort of be a dirt portion, but then this would have gotten paved to just an oiled road in about 1935. It was not designated US 87 until 1935. From 1925 to 1935, it was US 187. And prior to 1925, they were all named highways. So the Lincoln Highway, the Yellowstone Highway, things just kind of had names based on where they went or what they were kind of doing. The Lincoln Highway crosses Yellowstone right on where the Plains is, right downtown in Cheyenne. So it's an incredibly famous intersection of 2 really big travel auto routes.
Right.
But yeah, that would have been kind of the big draw for the hotel, is tourists stopping over. It was so successful in the 30s, they added the tourist cabins that are sticking out on the north side, so you can see those as well, because they just needed places for all these people to stay.
Now, are there any plans in the works of maybe restoring that back up? Or?
So we've looked into that. The hotel pretty much ceased operation in 1990, and it's sort of questionable as to what exactly caused that, but it would have been, we had our highway, I-25 was completed in the early 1970s. That was kind of hard on the town. And then they added a rest area out here.
Right.
And the option at the time was that the rest area be at the county line or be in town. So it was sort of like a bad or worse situation.
Right.
Because no matter where a rest area is, the majority of motorists are looking just to stop and get back on the highway.
Right.
So they took the option, would be better to have it in town, and that was completed in the late 80s, and very short after, 3 or 4 businesses on Main Street closed within a year of that opening, and the hotel was one of them. The hotel was kind of a place of ill repute for a while. There was always sort of gambling going on, and somebody was people were maybe dealing in certain unmentionable products and things like that.
Well,
but
welcome to the Wild West.
Typical
Wild West, yeah.
It definitely, they're definitely card playing and other things that would have been entertaining at the time. So it probably was a classic Western hotel, but maybe not receiving the repairs it needed. And so when it closed in 90, it was acquired by a local who pretty much held on to it up to about a year ago. And there really wasn't anything done to secure the roof and everything. So in that time, the roof is given in. What we would really need now is an engineer so it's now owned by the Economic Development Group, ChugWater Economic Development. So they're a nonprofit, and they would really need somebody with $1 million that wants to restore the hotel to do that. There's nobody in town who has that kind of funding, but somebody who could do that would be able to bring it back. They had an engineering study done that actually said it's possible. It is possible with quite a bit of work and replacement in some places to fix it. The facade is actually in pretty good shape, and some of the main, but we need quite a bit of shoring up of the floors. But the truth is, the town needs it. I think it would do really well, especially downtown. So whoever's got the capital laying around, you have a potential successful Western business venture. But as it sits, it's not looking so great.
I've got a question from a subscriber.
Sure.
How often are you available for people that do want to visit ChugWater and maybe sit down, talk, and learn a little more history?
Well, so at the Tri-County here, we're open 6 days a week. I live in town, so I'm here. I'm at the store most days now. That can change in some months. We are looking to hire an employee. We don't have one right now, so it's owner operated. I have 2 other co-owners who are in business with me that are ranchers just outside of town in Laramie County, and they're actually the longtime ChugWater rights. I'm the transplant, but they're here as well. We all love talking about the history. It's, as you can see, it's not very busy. We kind of get hits of ranchers coming in needing feed, and we can take care of them, but we're happy to have anybody come and sit. And certainly if nothing's going on, we love talking about the history. So really, any day that's not a Sunday usually works out. Our busiest hours are usually 2 to 4. So if you show up just before lunch, have lunch at the soda fountain, it's likely nothing's gonna. We'd be happy to.
Right about this time.
This is pretty much it. This is a really good time to come.
Do you guys sell hay as well?
We sell hay. We have hay that's locally cut.
I saw the roll. Do you sell bales?
We sell bales. So we actually use the head house of the elevator to store our hay to keep it dry. So we sell straw and hay. The straw, I believe, comes from Colorado. The hay is actually a friend of ours who is up in Slater. So he is cutting his own hay and then sells it here. So we try to do a lot of local products from farmers when we can. Last year we sold a lot of hay that came out of Wheatland. So we do keep the smaller bales for people who maybe just have a few horses on their property or something they can manage. And we can step in the back area and I'll show you some of the feed.
Okay, yeah. So is it grass hay or alfalfa?
So it's we have both.
Both?
We have grass brome. We have a grass alfalfa mix. We have just a straight straw. We have kind of some CRP hay. So we've got a lot of different options.
Okay.
So this is the main feed area, and what's neat about this is probably its original function was to store feed back here. People remember coming and getting feed in the 50s and 60s and 70s from the Tri-County. Tri-County, we kept that name from the original company, Tri-County Grain Company. People always called it the Tri-County building when we were getting a hold of it. And so we thought, we got to keep that. You've just got to keep the original name. But we were expanding from being a grain company into a full-on general store. And the Mercantile name came from the Swan Company actually kept a Mercantile. It was called the Swan Mercantile. And so to kind of honor that legacy, we took the Mercantile name. So, yeah, this is the main feed area.
Quick question. How many ton of hay do you usually keep on hand?
We keep, because those bales are a couple tons.
Yeah, for the small bales. For the small bales.
Oh, probably.
There's a reason I'm asking.
Probably at least, I want to say at least 2 to 4.
2 to 4.
Hand, yeah, maybe more.
2 to 4 ton.
Yeah, I actually haven't checked what we got in, but probably quite a bit.
Yep.
And then actually that's just what we keep on hand. Our suppliers typically have more that we can. If they were to run out, we can get more.
Okay, because sometimes my mom has to ship hay in.
Oh yeah.
She's got a horse boarding business, and she's got about 20 some odd head of horse.
And we can do large amounts, yeah.
Yeah, she gets it. She can get 10, 20 ton at a time.
Oh, we can easily.
So more or less a truckload that'll come in.
We've satisfied semi-loads of cake, and I'm sure we can do it with hay with the big variety of suppliers that we've got.
Yeah, it's just the shipping to Colorado that's going to cost.
It could. But we actually do have our own. One of our owners has his own trucking business. And he can truck it, and we can kind of work out fees and stuff like that. So that's part of what makes us viable is we do our own trucking.
Yeah, it's just
So
when
he gets paid at a rate, but it's
Yeah.
not these exorbitant charges, and he's got an interest in the business.
yeah, unfortunately, when they dry out in Texas and stuff, of course, they raid Colorado for all the hay, and then my mom's sitting there going, "We need hay."
Well,
And
they're
it's
always available. Yeah, if you get in a pinch, we've got
I will definitely pass that along to her because we can always use.
But we keep we do keep some senior horse feeds on hand, some
Okay.
COB that actually comes from Eaton. For livestock, we have lick tubs, salt blocks, loose salt. We have mineral. We actually have some salt from Redmond, Utah. It's not Redmond salt, but it's from the same area, so the same mine. It's just a natural. It's got 50 natural minerals in it. Just sort of a rock salt, and it's been popular more with people who have horses, kind of looking for a higher quality product. So that's something that we have.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
It's kind of got that reddish to it. You can see all the.
Oh
minerals
yeah.
there.
Holy cow.
So it's very mineral rich salt.
Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome.
We try to have some kind of unique products like that. And well, we have all the standard stuff too for people just looking to kind of make it on a budget.
You got some fencing here. and-
Yeah, so these are actually they're already purchased by a local, and but this is the kind of thing we do try to keep some on hand. We're specifically an H&W brand dealer, so they're out of Denver.
Right.
They're actually out of Commerce City, but they're very near Denver. So we do all of their fencing products. So like these are some of their CMC Southern steel posts. Those are the
Yeah.
1.3 pound grade.
Yeah, we got a bunch of this stuff
We
down
they're
at
very,
the,
very
we've got a
popular.
round pen made of this fencing.
What's
so-
neat about this is we can do all of their gates, panels, barbed wire, posts, and everything. And even if we don't have it on hand, we can get it shipped in, and we are almost exactly the same price, if not usually exactly the same price as the big name companies like Murdoch's and Baumgars. So
Oh, awesome.
we can get people, and locals specifically, who don't want to have to take a trailer into Cheyenne. We can get it shipped in and then even offer shipping out to the ranch at essentially the same price, and then your money stays with a family business.
I know I've got ranchers that watch channel that are
Yep.
in Cheyenne too,
Yep.
so.
If anyone's looking to find a place where they can do local business with local family here in Platte County, we can do any of these H&W products just the same as those big companies.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, this has been fascinating. Unfortunately, my phone's starting to die. I got to get it up on the charger.
No problem.
So this has just been fascinating. I definitely have to come up here and pick your brain some more.
Please do.
And I'll bring a little more professional setup
Oh,
up.
no, that's okay. We're always happy to chat.
So this is awesome. This is definitely like stepping back. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name again.
My name is Josh.
Josh.
Hopkins. Yep. So I'm one of the owners. My co-owners are Jesse and Arden Miller, so they're both longtime ChugWater rides. So the three of us together run the Tri-County Mercantile.
Awesome. Well, partner, I thank you very much
Yep.
for everything that
Yep.
you guys have
We
done.
appreciate you coming in and taking a look.
Yeah, come check out my channel if you guys ever get bored.
Yeah.
It's mostly around Cheyenne,
What's the channel name?
but Fubar on Patrol.
Okay, check it out.
So have a good night.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks guys. Thank you very much.
Take care. Drive safe with that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He's good. Oop. Oh. So there's the old hotel right there. Gas station he was talking about. So, okay, guys. Now that I can get back in my truck. Oh my gosh. Where did I put my keys to the truck? Okay. Get everything charged back up here again. Try to get my chat back online. Sorry guys, I couldn't see chat at all during any of that tour. Doesn't help that all my electronics were in direct sunlight. Let me get things rebooted up here. Everything up. Come on, you thing. For some reason, I still can't see chat. Come on, reboot. There we go. Holy cow. So, guys, there's some history of some old West history of Cheyenne, or, well, of ChugWater. So definitely we'll have to come back up here and just do a complete history. And please excuse me if I missed super chats or anything. I'm scrolling back now. Says that I got a couple things in. Yeah, that's from Hugh. Thank you, Hugh. So there's some history. So yeah, we just did a step back in time, to say the least. Holy cow. We'll see some of the kind of jump off here and see some of these older buildings. This one looks like it's being restored. See some old cars in the back. It's private property, so I don't want to go onto somebody's property and don't get shot. Looks like this is the an old schoolhouse right here off to our right. And they've turned it into the library. So the schoolhouse is now a library. Here's their town hall. Wow, I wonder what that building could have been. Almost looks like it was set up to be a jail or something. So I do want to say hello, everybody. Hey, AD, how's it going? Always something. Wolves Den, how you doing? Mulberry, Stan the man. Hunts. So this is the small town of ChugWater. Ghost Hawk, how you doing? So this, obviously we got some more modern structures back here. Billy, I don't know. I should have asked him. There's the rail line right there that he was talking about. And right here is the ChugWater Chili main headquarters. That used to be a store. Yeah, well, it still is. Gift shop and free samples. Doesn't look like anybody's here at the moment. But this is their worldwide headquarters. Looks like there's a historical marker back here. It says the Cheyenne Deadwood Trail. And I don't see it in their parking lot. So I don't know where the marker is. And we'll check some of the historic buildings out here. I could probably spend 12 hours alone just in this little town getting information. Back up through here. See if there's any more old buildings back over here. There's the backside of the hotel. As you guys can see, it's definitely run down. It needs some help. So any of you millionaires want to invest in a hotel, a restoration project, they're looking at somebody to come in and restore that hotel. Some old cattle pens back there. Okay, let's head back to Cheyenne. So this is definitely walking back in time. So we're definitely going to come back up here again, definitely for the Travel Channel, and do some of the history of the area. Here's some of the old ranch that they were talking about. Oh my gosh. Look at that. There's an old ranch for you. Go up in on their property, so looks like a public road. Well, yeah, it's Happy Hollow Road. Probably get some closer views here of some of these old structures. Wow, there are all sorts of old cars out here. Hugh, if you're still here, you're about ready to go into shock. There are a bunch of old cars out here. Check that out. We're just sitting out here kind of rusting away. A bunch of old VWs. We're going to turn around here. Like I said, even though it says it's a public road, I don't want to be. Oh my God, there's an old Model T, Model A. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. You car collector guys that like to restore cars, you come to ChugWater. Find out who the heck owns all this. Oh, there's an old car right there. Oh, this is fascinating. Wow. Okay, I got to get out of here. get a better view of all these old cars here for you. I am definitely going to have to come back and do some more research around here. This is straight amazing. Bob, Barry, and Billy, thank you guys. Holy cow, thank you guys. So yeah, I will definitely have to come back here, guys, and do some more research. Okay, now I can talk to you guys a little bit. We're going to pull over here before we head back to Cheyenne. Because I know I missed a bunch of chat. Check out that scenery. Check out those bluffs. Isn't that something? Real quickly, I'm going to run back into the Mercantile and see if I can get some information on the person that owns those cars and stuff. Give me just a few seconds. I'm going to run in and see if I can get you guys information on that. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I've got information. That all those old cars, the guy's a gearhead. He's a rancher. He has had people come up and offer him money for those cars before. He's not selling currently. However, that could change in the future. So if you are interested in those cars, come to, well, I've got this guy's information. I'll give you guys this guy's information here in a bit. Call him and he can get a hold of that rancher and see if he's willing to sell any of those cars. Unfortunately, my phone was dying. That's why I didn't bring you guys back in. I am going to be setting up a... I'm going to come back up here. He told me about some of the trails out here. That road that we were actually on ends up dead ending. And it is originally... We're going to run back up and over there. It was actually part of the Stagecoach line. That was one of the original Stagecoach lines from Deadwood. So we'll go check that out real quick. So he says it's okay to go back in there. I'm not going to be tromping on anybody's land. But it is the original Stagecoach line that came up here, and he says this dead ends, and he said you can actually see the trail up to that point of the old stagecoaches. So this was part of the Stagecoach line he was talking about earlier in the video. God, those are beautiful cars, all Chevys. Got even more way back here. Holy cow. So we do have free roaming livestock in here. The gentleman at the Mercantile said that this is an actual county road. So we are not trespassing on anybody's land. And he says back in the day, this was actually kind of normal, where the Stagecoach lines would go up through these ranchers' lands. What? Oh, okay, that's an old hay baler up there and an old tractor. Man, I'm sure glad I picked ChugWater, Wyoming to come to. Let's see if I can real quickly get a shot of those. It's an oldie but goodie tractor. Old baler or spreader. Okay. So we're going to kind of go up to where this dead ends, possibly. The Anderson Ranch. So he can get by. Gentleman said up here where this dead ends, you can actually see the tracks, the old path. That's so this is all open range land. That bluff is a family cemetery. So that family's been here for a very long time. Yep, we got cows. We got all sorts of cows. No fence. All sorts of cows. Moo! 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 So this road is actually going across rancher's land. It is a county road. But this road is over the old stage line, the old stage road. Hopefully I don't lose internet connection here. Holy cow, this road goes for a while. So this is all the old stage line road. I don't know how far out this goes. finally back in it, let me tell you what. You guys close your eyes and kind of imagine this used to be back in the Wild West days, guys. When buffalo were still around. Okay, I'm guessing. Okay, here's the old stage line. This is the dead end they were talking about, I think. Yeah, this is the dead end. So right through there, that would be where the old stage used to come through. Wow, that's awesome. And you can see how the property is split up. How it's fenced and split up. And then it's kind of a road that goes right on through there. But that's the old stage road that would come into ChugWater. We got some nice scenery going back. Man, could you imagine riding in a rickety old stage? This all used to be Indian land at one time. Yeah, look for arrowheads. Well, you can imagine some of the famous cowboys that came down through this trail. There's an old homestead. Let's see if I can get a good shot of it. There's an old homestead back in there. Hey, Mackenzie. Some beautiful land back in here. You can see the flat tops. We are definitely stepping back in time. What was it that we saw? Chugwater's, what, 157 people? I can. Trying to avoid the cow pies. Guys, please, no politics in chat. No politics in chat, please. There are definitely other channels to go talk politics. Man, that's a hell of a ranch. I gotta show you guys this. They got a big old feedlot there. That's a big boy. Well, like I said, I bet you in this part of the world here, real estate's probably pretty cheap. But you are out in the middle of nowhere, and you either use the Mercantile to get some food from, or you got to head all the way into Cheyenne. Yeah, we've ran over a couple cattle guards here. That's when you hear that drrrt, that's me going over a cattle guard. Here comes another cattle guard as well. So guys, there's your step back into the past. We are definitely heading back towards Cheyenne. Yeah, some horses. We got a bunch of head of horse. This little creek. So like I said, this guy's got all sorts more cars out here. I mean, holy cow. Oops. This guy has so many different cars out here. They're back as far as the eye can see. Gosh, is that an old Woody back there? Holy cow. That's crazy. This would definitely be a car collector's dream to come in here and that's crazy. Okay, back to Cheyenne. So I asked the guy at the Mercantile about these buildings here, and if I remember correctly, he said the early 1800s is when all these buildings were built that are falling over. He's guessing the early 1800s. So I'm sorry I have not been following chat. There's been just so much to do, so much to see. Obviously, a lot of driving. So I got to get back to Cheyenne and get some gas. We will definitely be back. There is a lot of history wrapped up in this little town.